On the ground, any dark spot may conceal German gunners. At any second, German fighters may dive out of the sun.
The Second World War is ramping up for Britain, and advancing technologies for detecting enemy craft is starting to develop. And leading countries like Germany, Britain, and the United States needed a better way to detect and range aircraft. Previous attempts before the war of detecting craft were acoustic mirrors and war tubas, which captured sound and needed people to have operate it and listen to 24/7. With the invention of radar, changes were made to the world with detecting craft and much more. War efforts in the United States, Germany, and Britain to create systems to detect craft became higher in demand due to its ineffects at the time and its practical uses due to flaws in its capturing sound, with increasing of housing and the noises that makes it, and friendly aircraft that it might capture whilst trying to detect enemy craft, and a better solution was needed fast before the war started. Britain was under a lot of pressure from Germany due to their increasing attacks, so Britain needed a way for detection. This was necessary, so CSSAD, the Committee for Scientific Survey of Air Defense, was created and chaired by Sir Henry Trizard, was to find a way to improve air defense in the UK. Robert Watson Watt was approached in January of 1935 by Harry Wimpress, Director of Scientific Research at the Air Ministry, and he was asked to create a death ray in return to speculations of the German Nazi Party of having a death ray. This said death ray could destroy towns, villages, and houses with radio waves, but they wanted it to destroy enemy craft. While the fear of the Nazis building it and having it died down, and research was still ongoing, but there were other breakthroughs that happened. Robert's assistant, Arnold Wilkins, told Robert about shortwave communications and how it disturbed by aircraft, how it could be used to detect aircraft. Robert and his team swiftly worked on that idea, and Watson Watt sent a secret memo of the soon-to-be radar system to the Air Ministry. Then the idea was shortly brought to life after the testing and working on it for the first time. The war operators would report noise on the radar returns, which they identified to be thunderstorms rolling in. This was ignored due to the war, and after the war ended, the interest of this newfound data sparked the interest of the US Air Force and MIT, which among the first to develop a weather radar. The development of Weather Surveillance Radar, shortened to WSR, sparked the formation of the Weather Bureau, later to become the National Weather Service, had a fast implication in its first televised usage by Dan Rather after asking the Weather Service in September 1961 as Hurricane Carola went through Texas, thus starting the television of storms and saving many lives.
Well, what the radar is, it looks like a big satellite dish up in the radar dome, and what it does is it sends out pulses of energy, and the pulses are specifically designed to reflect off of weather targets. It could be like clouds and precipitation particles, snow, rain, such as that, and then the energy is reflected back to the opposite as it hits those targets, and then it's displayed on the radar, and then we can see basically the intensity of the rain or snow. We can also look at wind speeds within the storm. That's the Doppler portion of the radar. Well, it tells us, it's a short-term tool. It can't tell us what's going to happen 2 or 3 days from now, but it tells us what's happening now, or we can look at things in there, so we can kind of watch storm evolution. We can watch evolution of snow. Like today, if you looked at the radar in the morning, we had radar returns that were kind of around Lower Michigan, but not directly over Lower Michigan. As the atmosphere is saturated, we could kind of watch the returns get closer to the ground, and so we can tell about approximately when the snow would begin. And also, thunderstorms, it tells us the intensity of the storms, and if we need to put out any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings or whatnot.
With the invention of radar, many government agencies around the globe, including top countries India, Japan, Australia, Britain, Germany, United States, Canada, South Korea, and United States territories have radar to monitor weather only, and along with government agencies, colleges have been implementing radars into their buildings and having mobile radars. Examples are the University of Missouri and the University of Oklahoma. These radars and radar networks has helped with warning, tracking, and saving lives during severe weather events, as in the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado, one of the most deadly ever, killing 40 people and injuring more than 600 people, while it was on the ground for over 1 hour and 25 minutes. If not for radar, the National Weather Service in Oklahoma City could not have tracked and warned the tornado precisely, and without warning, tens of thousands of more people would have died without the implication of the radar to warn that Bridge Creek, Moore, Oklahoma City, Del City, and the Midwest City would get hit with one of the worst tornadoes ever possible. Along with the Bridge Creek Moore tornado, tens of thousands of tornadoes would not have been able to be warned or tracked precisely, and killing in return millions of people, if not warned or be told to shelter. And it's not just tornadoes, straight line winds, blizzards, derechos, and hurricanes. Blizzards can be easily tracked with radar, along with derechos, a very distinct look on a radar, and having hurricanes if they are in the range of the radar. Radars also don't expand to meteorological purposes only. They are used in military and biological uses. Military purposes include detecting enemy craft as a tribute to its first purpose, and helping protect our country and other countries during times of war or just during times of battle where detecting craft is necessary. Also, many bird enthusiasts use the clear air mode on radars to see birds migrate south or back up north, to see how many birds migrate, because the usage of GPS tracking would be costly and impractical because of the capturing of many birds would be near impossible. With the invention of radar, millions of lives have been saved, and tens of millions of peoples have been protected with many biological phenomena, and have been able to be tracked and studied to find research on birds and why they do certain activities, tracking storms, and defending countries. Radar has done all of that.